The Carmine Hunter Mask. This is the only hunter mask in the game that has the colored eyes, and the eyes do change colors whether you are in daylight or whether it be nighttime. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go journey mission through journey mission, and I'm going to tell you exactly the fastest way to get through your journey missions to get this mask. That way you can knock out all of that, have your favorite mask. You can choose to turn off or on your modifiers at that point, because once you get this mask, all the modifiers and everything are pretty much done, because this is that final reward that everyone is looking for. Now, the cool thing about the journey is that for a good majority of it, you can do with your friends. If your friends are in the same journey mission you are, you can knock them out with your buddies. Now, once you start getting towards the end of the journey missions, you do have to do them all solo. So if it says, you have to kill something or you have to do something at a certain range, that is all for you specifically. So at that point, your friends are not going to be able to help you. So I will go through journey mission, 1 all the way through 7. I will timestamp each of them. So if you're stuck on a certain journey mission, just jump to that journey mission, and then you can, figure out the fastest way to knock it out. And maybe I can explain to you a mechanic that you might not have heard about, and then you can knock it out even quicker. So hopefully this helps you, and that's what I'm aiming to do. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I am going to show you the fastest and easiest way to complete your seasonal journey for Year 6 Season 2, Shades of Red. Once you complete your seasonal journey, you will then receive this hunter mask called the Carmine Mask. And it does have those colored eye inserts that change colors. It's pretty cool. But all right, enough about that. Let's just look at it one more time. Will you look at it? All right, so there's the Carmine Mask. And the only way to get this is to complete your seasonal journey. And here it is, the infamous seasonal journey. Now, we will be going through each of these mission tiers. So again, just jump over to whichever one you're stuck on or you're currently on in the timestamps, and then you can, follow along wherever you need it. But starting with Seasonal Journey Mission 1. This one was not that bad. It was pretty easy. Now, the thing to remember is that you have 8 different objectives that you can do. You don't have to do all 8. You can do 6 of them to move on to the next journey mission. So my number 1 tip is to just do the 6 easiest ones and then move on to the next tier. Because while you are doing different seasonal journey missions, you will be able to complete these previous ones later on. So for example, right here, liberate a control point. Well, if you don't do that one for tier 1, you can see, let's see how many tiers right here. So, and then there's also donate resources to control points. And then right here is liberate New York control points. So if you don't do the donate resources or liberate control points and then you decide to do it later on here, it will actually complete all of those simultaneously. So it's just something to remember. That's why some of these tiers I have all 8 completed, but I did not do all 8 of them to move on. I only did the 6, and then the other 2 were somehow completed, doing something later on. But all right, so let's go through the 8, and then I'll tell you the 6 to do. So the first one is eliminate hostiles with your primary weapon. That one, right off the bat, is one of your 6 to do. That one is the easiest. You're just walking around with your primary weapon and taking out enemies, all right? The next one, complete Grand Washington Hotel. This is probably one of the fastest missions to run. You can do this on any difficulty, but then remember, the developers did say that they want people to do it on hard or higher. So I don't know if they implemented that now, but it does say during the seasonal journey to just complete it on any difficulty. but just for me personally, I was doing them on hard or higher. But even then, it's still like a 5 minute mission, super easy to do. Next one, loot pieces of gear. Again, very easy. You can do that while you're doing the missions. After that, you have use your pulse skill, buy an item from the theater, complete 3 propaganda broadcasts, complete the Air and Space Museum, and then liberate a control point. Okay, so right off the bat, loot 25 pieces of gear is very, very easy. You can do that while completing the other things. Same with the primary weapon kills. Now, for the pulse, this is the easiest of all of them. Just go to the targeting range. You can enable and disable the skill haste, and then you can just hit your pulse 40 times in a row, and then you're done. So that one right off the bat, you can knock out instantly at the targeting range. Okay. The buy one item from the theater is very easy. Just fast travel over there and boom. You have both of those completed within what, maybe 2 minutes tops. Next up, I would do the 2 missions. I know that the propaganda broadcast is easy, but I would do the 2 missions. Air and Space Museum and Grand Washington Hotel are very, very easy missions. Not only that, but you can do them on hard difficulty and just steamroll through them and use your primary weapon. You do that, you will knock out all 3 of these at the exact same time, and in doing so, you will also get your 25 pieces of gear. Remember, you have to loot those, so you have to open them up out of boxes, or yeah, it's open them up out of boxes. So make sure that when you're going through these 2 missions, you open up every loot box you see, and you will be able to complete all of those at the same time. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, the propaganda broadcast and the control points, like I said, you'll be able to complete them later on. Or if you just want to do open world stuff, you could do the propaganda broadcast and control points instead of the 2 missions. But like I said, those 2 missions are very easy to do, very fast. And that's how I did it. I did all of this within, I don't know, 20 minutes or so tops. And I was already on to tier 2. So moving on to tier 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through all of them and then I'll explain the 6 to go through. So first up, we have complete 8 main missions, followed by eliminate True Suns in Southwest. Remember, you have to be in the Southwest part of the map and take out True Suns. After that, we have deconstruct 60 items, craft 15 items, claim a battle pass reward, complete public executions, complete descent loops, and loot specialized or higher gear. Now, specialized or higher, I believe, what is that? That's purple gear or higher. So you can do that even on hard difficulty. Super easy, right? Now, the crafting gear items, that is only crafting, the 6, the mask, backpack, chest piece, gloves, holster, or the knee pads. For deconstructing items, look at that. That's 60, just like the loot items. Heyo. And then the complete 8 missions. All right, so for me personally, what I did is I went to the underground. I did the underground tunnels. So there are different underground tunnel systems throughout the map. And you can see right here, here's a very large one. This goes to 3 different locations, and you can see the yellow tunnel right there. Or there is a underground tunnel just outside of the DZ South main entrance right here. You can see this long underground tunnel. And then there's also a third one way up here in the west end. I do this underground tunnel, and you can see how big that one is. But you can loot all of your items just in those 3 tunnels. I promise you. It's guaranteed. They don't move those loot items, so you can do that every single day. It's the easiest way to loot items, I promise you. So once you loot those items, right, you could then deconstruct them and knock out both of those at the exact same time. For the crafting gear items, that's super easy. Just come to the base of ops or wherever and craft. You could even craft improvised items. It doesn't matter. It's anything. It just has to be a gear piece. The claim a battle pass reward, that's pretty easy. Um, all you have to do is make sure that you have one of your rewards that you haven't claimed, and then just hit claim. Super easy. That one's like immediate, very easy to finish. The let's see. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So then 5 and 6. The public executions is the easiest of the remaining, so do that. And then you can choose between 3 descent loops or 8 main missions. For me, oh, I just disconnected my controller there. For me personally, what I did is I did the descent loops. I did not do the main missions. I did the main missions later on, but the 3 descent loops and all of this, it was super easy to do. Like I said, I just did the 3 underground tunnels. I did the public executions, and then I jumped into descent. I did all 3 of these probably within an hour, and I was already on to mission number 3. All right. So leave the True Sons and main missions out if you can, or if you have to do the main missions, then just leave out the descent loops. Next up, we are on journey mission number 3. So, journey mission number 3, we have 8 new objectives: complete territory controls, complete District Union Arena, Roosevelt Island, eliminate veteran hostiles with headshots, complete 5 bounties, craft 5 weapons, equip items of the same brand set, has to be 4, so 4 of the same brand set, and donate resources to control points. So, right off the bat, I did not do the territory controls. I opted to do the strongholds, okay? Just right off the bat. Now, the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is go to the base of ops. Just your first thing, go to the base of ops, craft your 5 weapons. Knock that out immediately. Next, go to your stash and equip 4 of the same brand set. It doesn't matter what it is. I think if you go alphabetically, what is it? Araldi? So put 4 pieces of Araldi on, you're good to go. Then you can take them right back off, but you already have 2 of these completed. Next up, donate resources to control points. Now, at this point, you either did a control point for Journey Mission 1 or you opted out of that. But to do that, the easiest control point for me personally is this one right here, Fallen Cranes. You fast travel to Final Epiphany, just run over to Fallen Cranes. Once you take out the enemies, there is a minigun. Jump on the minigun and you could take out the rest of the ads. It's super easy. And then once you do that, just donate resources to that control point officer and you're good to go. Very, very easy to do. Now, for the donate materials, it is 500 materials. So if you do not have any other control points taken over, let me show you the ones that I would typically do. So Fallen Cranes, very easy, very fast. It's right next to that safe house, very efficient, right? The next one, the mast. Again, it's really close to a safe house. I run over to the mast. I take out the first wave of ads. I jump on the minigun. I take out the rest of them. Good to go. So right off the bat, you have 2 control points taken over. The next easiest control point that I would say, I mean, I really do think Washington Monument is probably one of the easier ones. What I do is I fast travel to DZ South. I run over to the Washington Monument. It's 2 stories. So you have a bottom level, and then you can go up the stairs to the top. And what I do is I take out the enemies, I go up to the top, and then I can just shoot down on all the remaining enemies because they run at you at one side or the other at a time. So it's super easy to defend. But that's it. You do the 3 control points, and I would say that would be the easiest way to donate resources. Let me see here. But in the same breath, if you were to do that, you might as well maybe do the territory control. I don't know. I guess that's up to you. I opted to do the control points and just donate resources because I already had control points taken over. So these 3 were already done within a minute for me personally. Now, as far as the other 3, right, you have to do 6 of 8. I did these 3 up here. I did District Union Arena, Roosevelt Island, and eliminate veteran hostiles with headshots. So to do that, all I did was I put these on hard difficulty. That way you get more purples than anything, right? So you have a lot of purples. You need the purples for the headshots. So you do that, use a assault rifle build, go mid-range to long range, and just go for the headshots. You could even use a Crusader shield or a Striker shield, what have you. But I promise, 50 headshots for veterans is very easy to do within these 2 strongholds. It's very easy to do. So the 2 strongholds and doing these bottom 3, I think it took me a total of maybe 40 minutes to complete this entire journey mission. So I had already done the first 3 within the first couple hours of the game. Moving on to journey mission number 4. Now this is where things start to get a little bit harder, and they're starting to incorporate some Warlords of New York. So if you do not have Warlords of New York, you're not going to be able to do these bottom 2 ones that have the gold text. The rest of them you'd have to do. Because if you see the gold text, that means you have to have Warlords of New York. And they start to do that with journey mission number 4. So just remember that. So for journey mission number 4, let's go through them really quick. 130 veterans at close range, 75 elites at long range, complete 10 priority objectives, complete the Capitol building stronghold, recalibrate 5 items, take over the Tidal Basin stronghold while invaded, eliminate cleaners at mid-range, and take out 5 New York control points. Okay. So right off the bat, I did not do the long range one. Right, I left that one alone. I did not do that one. The other one was the eliminate cleaners at mid range. I also chose not to do. So those 2 I did not do. The rest of them I did. And I mean, you could do this differently. Now for the control points, let me explain. Okay. So what I would do differently to make this faster is I would hyper focus on control points only related to cleaners, and then I would just reset my control points. But the problem with doing that is if you have to donate resources later, you're going to lose all of those control points that you took over. Area entered. So here's how I would do it. So you see your different control points here. So we have Celebration, Rikers are over there, cleaners. So the boathouse, right? So I would do the boathouse. You also have Brooklyn Bridge, and you have Derailed, and you also have City Hall. So we have quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have 4 different control points, and they're all in New York, and they're all cleaners. So what you could do, let me go right back to it. You have to take out 5 control points. So 4 out of those 5, you could do cleaners and get the cleaners at mid-range. The thing is you have to get 130 of them, all right? So that's the only thing. You have to do 130 cleaners at mid-range. So make sure to hyper-focus those control points, make sure they're cleaners, and then you can knock out both of these at the same time. That could save you some time. The recalibrate items you can do instantly at the Haven or at the base of ops. What I chose to do for this one, Journey Mission 4, is I chose to do the priority objectives, and I highly recommend you do the same. Because after Journey Mission 4, you have to have passive modifiers. You have to. Because look, Journey Mission 5, passive modifiers. Journey number 6, passive modifiers. Journey number 7, passive modifiers. So you have to, at this point, where it says complete priority objectives, 10 of them, what I did and what I highly recommend you do is hyper-focus your priority objectives where the reward has a passive modifier. You want all of the passive modifiers because you need all of these. because at some point during the journey, it's going to tell you to use a majority of these. So you need to farm these passive modifiers, okay? There are 12 in total. So if you did 10 of those priority objectives and you got 10 of the passive modifiers, you would be doing pretty well for yourself. I personally would just keep doing passive priority objectives until you have all of those passive modifiers, for sure, because you need those passive modifiers. You need them. It's a requirement to do this seasonal journey. So this at this point, this is where the grind gets real. The first 3 missions are easy. The last 4 are rough. So do those priority missions. Make sure you hyper focus on the passive modifiers. Now, at that point, let's see, you did the control points, you got the cleaners at mid range, you did the recalibration, and you did the priority objectives, right? So at that point, you have 4 out of the 8. The veteran hostiles at close range for me was super easy. I already got that. So I got that through Capital Building and Tidal Basin. So again, do those strongholds on hard or challenging and get those veterans. So at that point, you're done. You have the veterans at close range, you have the priority objectives, you have the recalibrate, you have the control points, you have the cleaners at mid range if you did that. But what I did is I did Capital and Tidal Basin, and then I was done. Moving on to Journey Mission 5, and this is where it gets really hard. I'm not playing. So let's talk about the 8 objectives. First one, eliminate hostiles at long range with the reversal active. The reversal modifier is your active modifier. So if you go to your modifiers, you have to have reversal enabled. So reversal, not only do you have to have it enabled, but you have to actually activate it. So that's when you're aiming your weapon and it says activate. Here, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. Reversal. Let's go to... we don't have a targeting range here, do we? I'll jump over to the base and show you. Because I was just asked about this the other day, where they were like, hey man, I'm stuck on the reversal one. How do I do it? So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. That way you know exactly how to do it. Because you get the reversal modifier from the previous seasonal mission. But I chose not to do this one because it was not easy in my opinion. But I do know that, other people play styles. Might be easier. So to activate that modifier, what you have to do is actually first have your modifiers activated. Have reversal enabled. And then when you're aiming your weapon, you see right there, it says activate reversal, hit up on the D-pad. Oh, and it's not standby. Mine's not activating for some reason. There we go. And that's what it'll look like with the reversal activated. All right, so when that's activated and you see your agent highlighted, that's when you're going for those kills, okay? But it has to be activated for that to actually work. And that's why I still, to this day, have not finished it. I'm at 5 out of 200. I was like, nah, playa, I'm not doing that. After that, we have 20 floors of the summit on hard or higher. I just threw it on hard and ran through it. It was super easy. For the sticky bombs, again, just go to the targeting range, and you can just shoot sticky bombs nonstop. Shoot 50 of them, super easy, super easy. Liberate more control points in New York on hard or higher. It's 15 control points on hard, and I'll show you exactly how I did that one. So the 15 control points on hard. For this one, I was doing the reset control points strategy, and it made it super fast, super easy. So let me show you the control points, and then I'll show you that technique. All right, so we're in New York, and you want to do the control points, 15 of them, right? So I do this one right here, Celebration Hotel. It's super easy, and it's super fast. And what happens is when you reset the control point, it will spawn you back at the food bank, and then you just run straight back to it. Take it over, reset the control point, it'll send you right back to the food bank, and then just jump right back to it. And that's all I did. I did that 15 times. I know it sounds like a lot, but within 20, 25 minutes, you'll be done. Promise you. It is a grind, but it is worth it. That's the easiest and fastest way for me personally. Just do that one time and time again, and you're good to go. 15 times. Next, you have loot high-end items. You will loot the high-end items pretty easy from the summit floors and the control points. You'll have most of those done. And then remember my technique with the underground tunnels. You can hit those 3 underground tunnels, get those items, and then you'll be done with that super easy. Now, if you don't remember, let me jump over there and show you. I know I'm doing a lot of jumping around, but I want to make sure everyone sees what I'm talking about and you're not just looking at my character while I explain all this information. It is a lot of information. It's like a fire hose of information, if you will. So I'm trying to monitor the spillover. All right, so for the looting the 80 high-end items or higher, what I did is I threw my global world difficulty on heroic. So I have it on heroic. And then that way, all of the open world boxes that you loot will typically have a high-end item in it, guaranteed. So then what you do is you can loot over here, and then you can hit your underground tunnels, right? So right here, this is a really big underground tunnel. You can see that yellow line. And then the next one is over here, right outside of the shop, safe house. You have this tunnel right here, boom. And then it goes all the way down through here. You can see how big that tunnel is. And then the third tunnel, I typically get around 75 items doing these 3 tunnels. And here's your last tunnel right here in the west end. And then what I do is I fast travel to the DZ West main entrance, and then I just run over there to that tunnel. But doing those 3 tunnels, you will guarantee all of those loot items. Easy. Super easy. Now, the last 3, remember, they all have to do with passive modifiers. You have to unlock them through your priority objectives. So again, you're going to have to hyper-focus your priority objectives and look for the reward that says passive modifier. Now, with that being said, we are on Journey Mission 5. The last 3, we have eliminate rushers at close range with the drawback modifier active. What I did for these is I just ran around with these 2 modifiers on my build, and I just so happened to get them completed while doing the Floors of the Summit and New York control points. I did all of those at the same time. Now, the drawback and pressure piston, what you have to do is you have to go to your modifiers and you have to make sure they're actually on your character while you're doing all of this, right? So this is how it looked whenever I was running it. So I did these 3 because persistence is the best thing since sliced bread. So you do pressure piston drawback, and then I do persistence with that reversal, right, for your seasonal journey. And then we are on Journey Mission 5. While you are doing your 15 control points and your 20 summit floors, you have these 2 modifiers on your build at all times, and you'll be able to knock these out while knocking out everything else. But if not, right, say you're still missing some. Say, oh man, I still need 20 veterans at mid-range. What I do, I hope we're in DC. Yeah, all right, cool. What I do is I go to the Federal Emergency Bunker, and the very first part of the Federal Emergency Bunker is about 10 to 12 enemies. If you throw the difficulty on heroic, they're all going to be veterans and elites. Super easy, super fast. Do the very first part of this mission, rinse and repeat. You will have all of those done instantly. I promise you. All right. So that is Journey Mission 5 because I did not do the long range. The last one is long range with by the teeth modifier. I did not do that one. I do not do any of the long range ones, and I do not recommend you to do them because it's very hard. You have to sit very far away, and it's just very time consuming. I'm more of a run and gun player, so I try to do things as fast and efficient as possible. Moving on to Journey Mission 6, Tier 6. You can already see the 6 out of the 8 that I completed. I did not complete the top or the bottom. Both of those are also long range, so I did not even touch them. But just to tell you what they are, the first one is eliminate elites at long range with the prime time modifier active. And then this one is eliminate snipers at long range with the tapper modifier active. So prime time and tapper, what that would look like is you would have to have this middle one on your build and then tapper, right? So do this one right there. Boom. Now, I did not do either one of those, just spoilers. I did the Inside 6. So the Inside 6, it is complete 8 missions of Warlords of New York on challenging or higher. What I did is I did the fastest mission out of all of them, which is Wall Street. Wall Street is the fastest WONI mission. So just rinse and repeat Wall Street 8 times on challenging, and you will have this done faster than you think. I promise you. So Wall Street challenging, this will be easy. Deconstruct high-end items. You'll get the high-end items from the missions. Just deconstruct them, super easy. The gain 30 shade levels you will also get while doing these missions, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, if you are worried about gaining shade levels, remember you can get them from conflict. You could do public executions. You could do, I don't know, whatever farming technique you want. I mean, 30 levels, it seems like a lot, but once you do 8 challenging or higher Warlords missions, I mean, you should already be about halfway through. Moving on, we have eliminate hostiles, elite hostiles at close range with the liability modifier, and then we have eliminate throwers at mid range with the quicken modifier. Now, the eliminate hostiles, elite hostiles at close range, just throw something on heroic and then run through it, or legendary and just run through the first part and then rinse and repeat over and over and over and over. Super easy to do. Liability and quicken, let me show you those two. Liability, this one right here. Now that one hurts. Remember, that one you deal more damage to enemies with armor, but you also get hurt really fast with that one. What was the other one? It was liability and quicken right there. Boom. Quicken's not bad. That one's super easy. And then looking at, where were we? Right here. We are on number 6. That would be the 6 right there. Boom. 6 out of the 8. So you do your 8 Wall Street missions. Optimize items, my bad. So for the optimizing items, here's the trick with that. It's a super, super easy trick, okay? Super easy trick. This way you don't lose a lot of materials. Because I know that once you're optimizing and you go towards max, you're going to lose a lot of materials. So here's a super easy way. You just get a random weapon. And look at how low those rolls are, right? That's 3 rolls I could do right there at, like, the cheapest. So then you highlight it, and then you can see how cheap it is. It's, what, 9 shade, 21. I mean, it's really nothing when it's usually, like, 70 or 100 of each. So then you can optimize this one 3 times, and then you're done, right? So you're done with that one, and then you just go down the list. And then you just craft another weapon. It'll come with small rolls. That one's higher. We don't want to do that one. Could probably make some. You want to find something with low rolls. There you go. Right there. Boom. All 3 of those are below half. So then your first optimization is going to be very cheap. Because you want to do that. You want the cheapest optimization. See, these, all 3 of these are below half. So whenever you do the optimization, it's going to be very cheap and easy to do. But that's how you do that, super fast, to optimize those items. Where are we at? We're on number 6. Deconstructing the high-end items you will get from those 8 missions. Remember to also loot the boxes while you're doing that. The gain, the shade levels, already talked about that. And then make sure you have your modifiers on your build and active while you're doing all these missions, and you'll get these done as well. And that leaves us with journey mission number 7. This is the final one, and you get the Carmine Hunter Mask once you complete it. Now you can see the 6 that I chose to do, and the 2 that I did not do. So we'll talk about the 2 that I did not do. The first one, eliminate throwers at long range. You can already tell, long range, I'm not going to do it. I do not recommend you doing it either. It's harder than it seems, and you have to sit back quite a ways. The other one, eliminate engineers at mid-range with retribution. I did not choose to do either one of these. I mean, it was 125 engineers. I just was not doing it. So what I chose to do at the top, we have the eliminate Rikers at mid-range with the all-out modifier active. I did do this one. And I did do the eliminate tanks at close range with impatient. So first up, let's go to the modifiers and look at it. So all out, so that's this far left one. And then the other one was impatient. So impatient is the one with the shark head, okay? Now this one makes your weapon super good, but it does cut your magazine size down. So just remember that. So for the impatient part of the journey, what was it? The terminology. Eliminate tanks at close range with impatient. All right. So what I did is the very beginning of American History Museum, you can toggle to invaded. So you do the very beginning of this on invaded. I do have a video on it already. But if you have people in your lobby, you need to have 2 other people in your lobby. And if they just sit at the beginning of the mission and let you walk into the beginning, you will have 2 elite tanks. And then once you take those 2 elite tanks out, have your friend reset you, and you can just do that over and over. It is the fastest way of doing those tanks for the final journey mission. The other one was eliminate Rikers at mid-range with the all-out. Just do Wall Street. Wall Street on any difficulty. It doesn't matter because it's just eliminate Rikers at mid-range. And you have to have the all-out modifier activated. Now again, I have it on my character. Let me show you what it looks like when you activate it. But this one's super easy as well. Just run Wall Street a few times, have it activated, and you're good to go. And you see, that's what it looks like when it's activated. And now I have all my extra stuff, and you can see my character is like all highlighted with all those little things on him. And that shows that my all-out modifier is activated. So you do that, you play Wall Street a few times, and you have that completed. Next up, eliminate the Nemesis in Descent. I know a lot of people cannot or have not done the Nemesis. I understand. If you want me to do a video to show you the fastest and easiest way of taking out the Nemesis, I can, but I've already done that a few times. It's super easy to do the Nemesis solo. I highly recommend you play Descent solo because the group scaling in Descent will kill you. The group scaling for the Nemesis will kill you. And the Nemesis will copy your skills. So if you have players on your team that choose random skills, that will also kill you. So run it solo, run Descent solo. Run it with a Riot Foam and a Firefly. It doesn't matter which Firefly. Riot Foam, Firefly. Run that against the Nemesis, and you'll beat them instantly. Highly recommend Trauma. Something to put a status effect on the Nemesis. That way you can just focus fire him. Remember, treat him like a hunter. He will like 2-tap you and kill you. So put a status effect on him and take him down. Use a Riot Foam, a Firefly. That way the Nemesis doesn't have anything he can throw out and kill you, and you're good to go. I know that it's not as easy as it sounds, but I promise you, doing it solo, it's a lot easier than in a group. Reconfiguring exotics. Now this one, you have to have 5 exotic components, and you have to have an exotic that you want to, or that you can reconfigure. What I did personally is I just chose like a gear item, an exotic gear item like BTSU gloves. I just did something stupid like that. Because when you reconfigure BTSU gloves, it's just going to mess with the skill haste and repair skills. It's not going to change them. It's not going to do anything crazy. So I just did that 5 times and then I optimized them back to max. I mean, that's all I did. I highly recommend doing that with a gear item, an exotic gear item. That way you don't mess with like weapon attributes and stuff like that. And choose a gear item that's exotic and it has a skill tier. That way it doesn't mess with your weapon damage or armor. You see what I mean? That's why I chose the BTSU gloves. Completing countdown objectives on heroic. This one you can do with what, 3 runs on heroic? Yeah, 3 or 4 runs on heroic. It's really not bad. Heroic countdown, super easy. All you have to do is go to your map, go to matchmaking right here, do countdown, and go to heroic. It's really that simple. It's that simple. Just run a few games of heroic countdown, you're good to go. Next up, destroy enemy gadgets. I already have a video on this, but basically what you want to do is you want to find destroy shade crate objectives. You can find that in countdown. You can find that in the summit. And you basically just do not want to take over the shade crate and just destroy all the enemy gadgets that come out of the shade crate. And I already told you how to eliminate the tanks. So that is it, everyone. That is your complete guide to your seasonal journey. I just did every single seasonal journey mission, tier by tier, 1 all the way down to 7. I explained and showed you exactly how to do each of these and how I would do them. It was the fastest way for me to do this, and remember, I'm doing this on every platform. This was my Xbox character. I'm already doing this on PlayStation and PC. I think I'm on, where am I at? I'm on this one. I'm on Journey Mission 5 on PlayStation and PC. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. But that's how to get the Carmine Mask fast and easy. I mean, I say that, but it's still going to take you, maybe a couple days of grinding. But if you have some friends, they could definitely help you out. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please support the channel by liking the video. And I guess shout out where you're from, right? It's pretty cool to see where everyone's from. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And peace out. Whoa! They just walked past me. Hey, what up?